What's up, guys? It's Saturday. NHRA is at Virginia Motorsports Park. It is a hot one. I think it's a hot one across the whole United States. It's definitely a hot one here in Tennessee. I just feel for those guys that's got to wear those 20-layer suits and get in those cars. I know it's not but for 3-point-something seconds, but the leading up to it, sitting in the car and all that with it, sucks for them. I just got through watching the first session of Top Fuel. My brother, Clay Milligan, took the number one spot, 386, 324 miles an hour. Now, we know that's not going to stick, but that's what it is right now. Just for the session. They have 3 today because they're only running Saturday and Sunday. 3 runs for the pros today and then race tomorrow. Let's get to it. I'm going to do the Mission Food 2Fast2Tasty challenges for the finals on that, and then we'll go over the ladder and see who runs who. All right, and real quick, there is no pro stop. They are not scheduled for this race. That is why I will not have them on there, because they're not there. If they're ever there, I will always have them, unless I just freaking lose my mind, which is very possible. Pro Stock Motorcycles there and Pro Mods are there, so we'll go over all that too. All right, for the Top Fuel 2Fast2Tasty challenge is going to be Sean Langdon versus Justin Ashley and Steve Torrence versus Tony Stewart.
Semi-final, Justin Ashley won it that time. Sean Langdon, Brian Hughes, and Rev Kemp. Mobile 1, Coletta Air. Gonna try to turn the table. Smoke for Ashley. A win light for Sean Langdon. 389 won at 322.96.
And what actually goes into this. It was cool to hear him talk about it.
Smoke for Smoke, and it's a win light for Steve Torrence. And a 388.8, 321.96, and them Capco boys have strung some runs together now.
All right, there you go. So Sean Langdon and Steve-O will face each other in the finals of the 2Fast2Tasty challenge. And then in Funny Car is going to be Daniel Wilkerson versus Paul Lee and Ron Capps versus Dave Richards.
Wilkerson, left side. Paul Lee on the right. The better reaction time going to Daniel Wilkerson, and Daniel Wilkerson is going to the final round. Turns the tables on Paul Lee and D-Wilk in the Skag Jackal. It's first Strand, Bluebird Turf. Now they're running for a shot at the final. Capps off the starting line first. It's smoke for both. They're coasting. And it's Ron Capps. 451 to 198 Capps.
All right, Pro Stock Motorcycle, the 2Fast2Tasty is going to be Chase Van Sant versus Richard Gadsden and Gage Herrera versus Braden Davis, who is another Vance and Hines rider, rent a bike rider, who has killed it because he was number 1 last week or whenever they were at the last race, and here he goes again up against Gage.
Featherlight batteries. It's well within the capability of Chase to do it. Got to run quicker than 696. But he wants a little revenge against Richard Gadsden. Can Gadsden win another final? Gadsden's going to another final. 680 with a 9, 199. Look at that speed. Braden Davis, Gage Herrera. A couple of Vance and Hines, Revzilla bikes. Powertrain over on the right, helping out Braden Davis. That is the rental ride. And here we go. Braden Davis is 0-20 on the tree and left second. Gage Herrera 0-11, but Braden Davis drives around and takes over the top spot once again. 675.7, 198 miles an hour. Braden Davis is going to the final round.
All right, I got the Pro Mod ladder. It is Demetrius Samarukov got number 1 with 576. He'll take on Castellana. Chip King and Mike Janis, Ricky Smith and Alex Laughlin, Mike Stravinos and Stan Shelton, J.R. Gray and winners, Menholt and Ken Cartuccio, Sidney Frigo versus Khaled Belushi, Billy Banica and Mason Wright. And we had a pretty good bit of names that did not qualify. I kind of jotted them down so I wouldn't forget. Kevin Rivenbart, Jordan Lassig, Justin Bond, Nick Janik, and Dwayne Wolf did not qualify. So that was surprising to me. All right, so now we're going to do Top Fuel Challenge right now. Final, Steve Torrence versus Sean Langdon.
He went over there to run more.
No winter break for Sean Langdon, and it is showed on the track. Capco versus Coletta. Here we go. What a race. Look at this. And it's Steve Torrence. Another win for Team Capco. 387.7, 324.28 for Steve Torrance, 392.7, 325 for Sean Langdon.
All right, well, congrats to the Torrance team. That's his first challenge win this season. I got the ladder. Brittany Force, number 1 with 383, runs Tony Stewart. Sean Reed versus Dan Mercier. Sean Langdon versus Cam Foray. My brother Clay Milligan qualified number 2. So proud of them guys. They getting it down in the heat against Smack Smith. Doug Coletta versus Antron Brown. Steve Torrance versus Josh Hart. Doug Foley versus Justin Ashley. Funny car challenge race is going to be Ron Capps versus Daniel Wilkerson.
Moment. Can he do it? Oh, what a drag race, and it's going to be Daniel Wilkerson wins the Mission Foods 2Fast2Tasty Challenge. 403.8, 320 to a 406 by Ron Capps.
And congrats to Daniel Wilkerson on his first challenge win of the season. Maybe ever. I'm not sure about that. Jack Beckman takes number 1 qualifier with 398. He's going to have Jim Campbell, Alexis DeJoria, and Paul Lee. Daniel Wilkerson and Dave Richards, Ron Capps and Chad Green, Austin Prock and Cruz Petragon, Bob Tasca versus Spencer Hyde. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. J.R. Todd and Buddy Hull, and then Matt Hagan and Hunter Green. Pro Stock Motorcycle, the final for the challenge is Richard Gasson versus Braden Davis.
Let's watch as they settle it. 2 young racers. Braden Davis wins the race, 677.2. Scott Skierman, Andrew Hines, and everybody pumped up down there.
Wow, are we witnessing a new Gage Herrera coming into Pro Stock Motorcycle? Congrats to Braden Davis. He's got that Vansenheim bike, or Andrew does. Has it rolling over there, or that whole team. I ain't going to just say it's Andrew. But anyway, he got number 1 spot with 375. He's going to take on Mark Ingersoll, Flying Ryan Euler, takes on Gianna Evaristo. Gage Herrera takes on Tornow. Steve Johnson versus Kelly Klont. Matt Smith versus Chase Van Sant. Angie Smith versus Spurlock. Destiny Spurlock. She is a new rider to Pro Stock Motorcycle, making her debut this weekend. So congrats to her getting in that field. Number 10, that's great. John Hall versus Bostic, and Gadsden versus Hector Arana Jr., which always is a good matchup between those 2 teams. So that was Pro Stock Motorcycle in the morning. All right, y'all, that is a wrap on Saturday. Literally just Saturday. Usually I do Friday, Saturday, but no Friday. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, like, subscribing. I will be back tomorrow night to do a recap. If you're into the No Prep small tire, it's got a 100,000 to win race. I did a recap on first round. They ran last night. It's over there on my channel. Go check it out. But if you're just in for the NHRA, I'll be back tomorrow night to do that. After this, I will put up a run with Paul Lee. If I use a picture for my thumbnail, I'm always going to show whatever run I'm getting it from. I learned that early on in the YouTube days. Anyways, and breaking news, if you hadn't seen, the Rick Ware team has hired Rob Flynn to be Tony Schumacher's official crew chief. I think that you're going to see him in a car really soon. I don't know if you follow Rick Ware on social media, but they did show the Canopy car in the shop this week. You can go check that out over there on Rick Ware on all the social media. Anyway, leave me a comment. You know I love them. See you tomorrow.
Well, big move. Paul Lee gets onto the stars 1 and 2. Let's check out the play on NHRA instant replay. Look at the McLeod clutches machine on the right-hand side of the screen. Car going nice and straight. Paul Lee having a career year. Cylinder out. Oh my goodness.
A quick move. I wonder if he even had 2 cylinders out. I mean, 2 cylinders out at the same side, it definitely makes the car move really quickly.